Hello everyone, welcome to the promised follow-up video to my initial unintentionally two-part series on the Honda Super Cub. For those of you who uh, haven't been following along, or maybe didn't catch the first video, I originally made what was supposed to be one long video, but my phone overheated, so it kept crashing the camera app, which, when you're trying to film a video, is sort of less than advantageous to actually filming it when the camera app keeps crashing. So, eagle-eyed viewers may note that it's snowing out, so I chose today sort of very deliberately to film this follow-up to mitigate any chances of my camera app overheating. So a little bit of innovations on my part there. But anyway, this is the follow-up to the Honda Super Cub video. And in that first video, I promised a follow-up which would showcase the upgrades that I had planned. So modifications, upgrades to the actual motorbike, things of that nature. If you missed the first video, I won't spend too much time rambling on about this, but a little bit of very brief history. Since 1958, the Honda Super Cub has been in continuous production in some part of the world. It is the most produced motor vehicle on the planet in history. I think at the time of filming the last video, it was in excess of 100 million units sold. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that they have now exceeded 110 million, or maybe even more by now. I'm not entirely sure, but it really is a testament, in my opinion, it's a testament to really how impeccable of a machine this thing actually is. I mean, it is a sublime example of superlative engineering. A lot of times I think people falsely equate quality with, how nice the materials are in something, and how well built the thing is, how does the fit and finish look and feel, which is all well and good and everything, but I really believe that the Super Cub epitomizes the true definition of quality, just in terms of its longevity, the beautiful engineering that you see just in the engine casing and the fairing, and how nicely everything sort of fits together and looks, and how every single thing on this motorbike is designed with function in mind. It's functional. It's very pragmatic in its approach to how it services the rider, and also the passenger. So, speaking of passengers, let's get into some of the upgrades. Right off the bat, you are going to notice full propaganda. So what I've done is, instead of actually replacing the damaged bits, and I did actually have an accident a couple of months ago, which is very well documented here, and I will get, come springtime, I'll get a replacement fairing for that. But it's not really functional. So since it's just aesthetic, I do believe, I think I said in the first video, I do believe that a Super Cub should look a little bit weathered, because it kind of goes in line with the ethos of the machine. And I think that some scuffs, some scratches, maybe a crack here or there, makes, it's what really makes a Super Cub. But I mean, my OCD says replace that thing as fast as possible, and my more emotional side says, it's wearing its battle scars, and they're battle scars that that you were along for the ride on. So, but I will probably replace that just because everything else looks pretty nice. Up here, in the wake of that accident, all these bits and bobs were sort of dangling about. This is all brand new. This is new. This is new. That's new. Around the back here, that's brand new. So I did have the functional damages repaired. But that's really what I love about the Super Cub. I mean, if you want to change something on it, you take the bolts out and you replace it. And it is no more or less complicated than that. I still have the fender, the replacement fender, for the front, but why? Why put it on, especially with, this here now? So let's run through some of the propaganda very quickly. It's all very tongue-in-cheek. It's got some Brian Eno stickers here. Super Cub propaganda. I've got some Ab Fab propaganda. Sunset Boulevard. More Super Cub propaganda on top of my nail polish disaster. I Love Lucy. Volvo advert. Got some Depeche Mode propaganda, a little bit of Talking Heads. I am a member of the Audi Club of North America, so I figured I'd feature that there. Some Scorsese propaganda, Zappa propaganda, big in Japan. We got some Faulty Towers. And I like how they kind of mirror, see there? They mirror against the instrument cluster, which is very nice. Working our way towards the back on the newly added compartment. This is like these called a Jivi. I'm not entirely sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's more fun to say it that way. So on the Jivi, we've got some Barbara Stanwyck propaganda. Those of you who know me know I'm a very big fan of Stanwyck's work. I thought she was a real pioneer in old Hollywood. Faulty Towers propaganda, some more Talking Heads propaganda, got some Blackadder references. This was outfitted with more propaganda, but the wind blew it off, which is okay. Got some James May quotes here, Blackadder, more James May, some Seinfeld, got some Frasier, more James May. Of course, this was, the Super Cub was originally designed for noodle delivery people in Tokyo, or actually all across Japan. So that's a nice little nod to that. We've got some more. We have some Blackadder here, just out of Waldorf's. Got some Seinfeld. What else have we on here? Faulty Towers, Zappa. Got a Smith's quote, which exposes itself once you open it up, but there's nothing inside, so I won't bother opening it up. We've got some Python, Pet Shop Boys, Kraftwerk, which is tongue-in-cheek because I'm a huge fan of the electronic music band Kraftwerk, and I'm also a cat guy, so it works out. Monty Python, Holy Grail quotes. I just think it would be the funniest thing for a big lifted pickup truck to come behind me at a red light and see this. I fart in your general direction, and then it's the last thing that the person sees before he gets out and shoots me. Anaspeptic, phrasmatic, even compunctuous to have caused you such pericombobulations. That is a Blackadder quote. And so that's just basically to dress it up. Now, it's really nice, and I will cut the video when I go to take that compartment off to show you sort of with and without the storage container. But that's the propaganda, and it's just basically fun. And what I really like, sort of in line with anything that I really don't want on the Super Cub, you just unbolt it, take it off, and replace it. I've got the replacement fender here, which hasn't been installed yet. But when I do, all the propaganda just comes off with it. So that's more or less my thinking. Anything that I don't want on here at any time, I just replace it, which is why, I might put some stickers on this fairing. I might not. I might just replace the fairing. I don't know yet, but it's a Super Cub. it's fun. And it's also a very serious machine, ironically enough. This knee saddle thing, compartment, knee storage container, I imported that from Thailand. This, I believe, came from Malaysia. This came from Vietnam. This here, this external unit here, that came from Thailand. The only officially Honda thing, I mean, this is a Honda OEM product, but I had to order it from Vietnam. So the only thing that you can get in America for the Super Cub is this extra rack here. That's it. So if this video in some capacity makes its way back to Honda of North America, I dearly wish that they would have an accessory support network for the Super Cub, which, you know, they could turn into a modular line for all of the other mini moto series here in North America. You know, they have they've got that, the little dirt bike now. It's based on the Super Cub. It's got the same 125cc engine, but I think they're really missing an opportunity here, because if you buy a Super Cub, chances are, you know about the history of it already. So I think it would be really great for Honda of North America to support the Super Cub fans with, maybe offering an official Honda passenger saddle, but that would be out of alignment with, you can't, these foot pegs are aftermarket. These foot pegs came from Vietnam. I think anyway, Vietnam or Thailand. It's been so long since I bought them, but this is where you would put the official passenger foot pegs if Honda sold this in America with the option for foot pegs. But I mean, is it really that big of a deal to sell a rack extension and maybe even an official Honda compartment? I don't know. I would like to see that. I would like to see the Super Cub just supported a little bit more in terms of accessories, because you go into every corner drugstore in Vietnam and they have Super Cub parts, so, or universally fitting motorbike parts. So what I do is here, because this whole bike is keyless go, I keep the keys to the storage container here in my little thing down here. See? And then this, you use these here, they unlock the thing, and I'm going to cut the video very quickly and take this off. It really is a nice case of, you just press that button, take that off, and you walk away with everything in your storage container, and you have a Super Cub that is a very functional transportation machine. And when you get back to it, or say you would only have storage on here for a long trip or something of that nature, that doesn't have to be on there all the time, which is great. And because this locks when the key goes out of range, it's either locked on there or it's not, and you can keep the keys on the actual bike itself. This, I have a little battery pack for my mobile phone and my helmet's Bluetooth system. It's getting quite cold, so I'm going to wrap this video up. But start it up for you. I got it back from the shop just a week ago, and it was an oil change. They replaced the tire here for the first time ever. It's now got close to 3,000 miles on it. It's funny how this motorbike has really worked its way into my heart, and it's my bike. It's having we're sharing these experiences of these accidents. You know, it's no longer the shiny, sparklingly clean motorbike that I bought off the showroom floor. It's, you know, it's grown with me. It's had experiences with me, and I really like that. So I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna take old Betsy home, and yeah, join me for the next one. I did want to do a quick wristwatch shot here. I'm not wearing the Seiko Super Cub 5 that I just featured in my recent unboxing video. But yeah, it's getting a little chilly here, so catch you in the next one.